Have you ever seen someone in the village whereby the village has like algorithm, recognized beliefs, recognized customs, whereby everyone has to abide by those beliefs? And in nature, human beings are social animals whereby they have to live in an environment whereby they can see someone, they can interact with someone, and they'll be able to live comfortably within the people, the context of a human being. And have you also ever noticed someone who, for example, if you take someone and we dig a hole somewhere, and we take someone from the village, from the algorithm of the beliefs and the customs, extrapolating that someone from the people or the village or the culture, and throw him or her in a dark or a pit for some quite some time, you find that that person will not be able, will feel uncomfortable, will feel like he's separated from people, from the people he knows, from the beliefs he knows. So you will not feel that comfortable in that particular pit. So this thing of beliefs, culture, organized a particular thing whereby you have to follow those beliefs. So if you don't follow those things, you feel like you are an outcast, an outlaw. So this happens to the entrepreneurs. The same thing happens to the entrepreneur. So once you start a journey of being an entrepreneur, you start a business. It's more like in Malawi, you are separating yourself from that particular culture, that particular beliefs, and you are taking your own way, your own path. So once you take your own path, you feel like you are an outlaw from the beliefs and the culture. You feel like you have betrayed your culture, you have betrayed your friends, because we believe that we have to do what our friends does, our culture does, we have to go through that. So once you detach yourself from that culture and go a separate way of being an entrepreneur, of establishing ecosystem, of establishing an environment whereby you'll be able to organize, you start your own culture, you start your own ecosystem, you start your own beliefs from that particular culture. So those things, they hold us back. You feel like when I start my own business, you feel like I'll betray these people. How will these people see me into business, doing this business? So you feel like for them not to betray them, I should stay with these people. So at the end of the day, you feel like you haven't achieved something, but you have in mind that you can start something. But because we have that mindset of not diving into something, not betraying our friends, not starting business, how will they look at me? So those things, they hold us mostly back. We feel like when we start an ecosystem, we start a venture, we betray our friends, we betray our culture. So at a particular time, I see it as something that, they put us back. So instead of starting farming a big farm, it's like, how will my friends look at me? How will the family look at me? So environment is something that holds us back. And the same environment will be like, we have a scarcity of resources, rather than when we look at South Africa, we look at Malika, we look at some of the countries in the continent of Africa, like Tanzania, East Africa. You see, like our friends, these countries have a probability of having access to the information, access to the materials, access to these resources. So in our environment, we have those scarcity of the materials. So the scarcity will lead us into a fixed mindset. At the end of the day, we have like a fixed mindset whereby we have like we have a poor, we have a little particular resources, we have a read knowledge on that particular resources, so we can start it. We are who we are. But let me tell you this. But with the little resources, with the little management, we can start the venture of being an entrepreneur. We can start the venture of the business. It starts little, but you are dreaming big. So those who want to be entrepreneurs in Malawi, we can start small while we're dreaming big. So it doesn't require like you to start today big, or it doesn't take those people who have fortune for them to start big for us to recognize them today. No, they started small. So in those little environment we are, we can start small and dream big. At the end of the day, we have a certain position whereby we'll be able to recognize that the path of being entrepreneur, the path of being the investor, the path of being someone at the end of the day. So the environment will grow up. We can do it a lot from there. We can start small and we'll be able to be recognized, and we'll be able to know, because we say that start business whenever you're not ready. That's the point where you need to start a business. The time where you feel uncomfortable, where you are not ready, start that time. You're gonna make it in business. You're gonna make it in entrepreneurship. You're gonna make it in the venture of being an entrepreneur. So this fixed mindset, we have to remove it. We need to embrace the growing mindset whereby you'll be giving yourself a loop to learn new things. You'll be able, despite we having those little scarcity, we accept it. It's our environment, it's our country. Why should we neglect it? So it shouldn't hold us back that we shouldn't start small. With the little resources we can start, and then they recognize that we have those big companies, we have those big ecosystems, we have those big ventures in the country. So start small, despite we have scarcity of materials, scarcity of resources, scarcity of knowledge, scarcity of information, but we can still start small and acquire knowledge into it. We say learning is by doing. So once you start doing, you start learning. Those mistakes will give you the room to learn. Those failures will generate a growth mindset around you. At the end of the day, you'll be recognized, you'll be someone, somewhere, talking that I even wanted to quit, but today, I learned by doing. So let's start today. Start whenever you're not comfortable. Start wherever you're not ready. Start there. You recognize and you praise that you have reached a certain level of business or being entrepreneurship in the